Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're diving into the world of making money online. So all the ways that people are doing it these days, you sent over this podcast episode called How to Make Money Online, Top 20 Tips.
Yeah.
And
great episode.
it's a lot. It's kind of overwhelming, to be honest.
I know, it's a lot to take in, right? It really is.
It is.
But I think it's a good sign.
Okay.
It means there are probably a lot of different paths that, you can use with your skills and your interests that'll fit you.
Yeah, because,
We just have to kind of sort through it all.
are people really out there making money selling crafts on Etsy? Or is everybody just secretly a cryptocurrency trader?
I think
Yeah.
we shouldn't jump to conclusions quite yet.
Okay.
The key here is to try to understand the big picture
Yeah.
and not get lost in the hype, So
Right.
instead of going through all 20 tips one by one,
Okay.
I thought maybe we could kind of group the methods into some broader categories. Help us to see the big picture
I like that.
and the connections.
Yeah, it makes it feel less like a random grab bag of ideas.
Right.
So what are some of these categories then?
Well, the podcast episode you shared touches on everything
Yeah.
from like creative pursuits to more technical options.
Okay.
Like we could group together things like selling handmade goods on Etsy, writing and selling ebooks,
Hi.
photography, videography,
Yeah.
even YouTube content creation.
Okay, so that's like the
Those are all kind of creative.
creative pursuits category.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems like, these would be a good fit for people
Yeah.
who enjoy making things, expressing themselves artistically.
Exactly.
But can you really make a living doing these things?
I know, that's the question, isn't it?
It is.
And it depends.
Okay.
Like take Etsy, for example. There are definitely success stories out there.
Yeah.
People who have turned their crafting hobby into a full-fledged business.
Wow.
But it takes a lot more than just making pretty things. You need to understand things like marketing, branding, how to run an online business.
So it's not just about being talented, you have to be business savvy too.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that goes for pretty much every method on this list. The podcast episode actually mentioned that 80% of Etsy sellers
Wow.
also use social media to promote their shops.
Oh, interesting.
So there's a connection there
Yeah.
between creative output and smart marketing.
Gotcha. Okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
What about someone like me,
Okay.
who's not exactly, a crafting whiz?
Sure.
Are there options for people who are more digitally inclined?
Definitely.
Okay.
The next category we could look at is what we might call skills-based services.
Okay.
So think freelance writing, graphic design,
Okay.
web development, virtual assisting, online coaching, even social media management.
People get paid to manage other people's social media.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
It's a huge industry.
Why?
Businesses are realizing
Yeah.
that having a good online presence is essential, but a lot of them don't have the time to do it themselves
Right.
or the expertise.
Yeah.
And that's where skilled social media managers come in.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
So it's about identifying a need
Yes.
in the online world and
Yeah.
figuring out how to fill it
Exactly.
with your skills.
Yeah.
I like that.
And the good thing about skills-based services is that you can often set your own rates
Oh, that's nice.
and work flexible hours.
Awesome.
The podcast episode actually highlights platforms
Okay.
like Fiverr and Upwork
Yeah.
as popular places to find freelance gigs,
Cool.
but it also emphasizes that you have to have a stand-up profile.
Right.
You really have to show off your expertise
Yeah.
and make it clear why someone should hire you
Okay.
over the competition.
You had to sell yourself.
Exactly.
Just as much as you're selling the service.
Yes.
Okay, so we got creative pursuits, skills-based services.
Right.
What else?
If you're looking to tap into e-commerce and sales,
Okay.
there's a whole other set of methods,
Right.
like drop shipping, affiliate marketing,
Okay.
even building and selling your own apps.
Drop shipping, that's where you sell products online without having to stock any inventory.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
It can be,
Yeah.
but it's not without its challenges.
Okay.
The podcast highlights that you need to find really reliable suppliers
Right.
and build a strong brand identity to stand out.
Yeah.
Because it's a crowded market.
Okay.
And you still have to handle things like marketing, customer service,
Okay.
order fulfillment.
So it's not like completely passive income then?
Not completely.
Okay.
It can become more passive over time
Yeah.
as your business grows
Yeah.
and you start to automate certain processes.
Right.
But you definitely have to put in some effort and strategy to get there.
What about affiliate marketing? How does that work?
Affiliate marketing is all about recommending products and services that you believe in and then you earn a commission when someone buys something through your link.
Oh, okay.
You're basically acting as an influencer, connecting businesses with potential customers.
So it's kind of like influencer marketing, but on a smaller scale?
You could say that.
Yeah.
The key is to have an audience that trusts you.
Right.
The podcast episode actually mentions
Yes,
that the most successful affiliate marketers focus on building genuine relationships with their audience.
Right.
And promoting products that fit in with their niche.
Interesting. So it's all about building trust and credibility online.
Exactly.
Whether you're selling your own creations, offering a service, or recommending someone else's product.
That's right.
People need to believe in what you're saying.
Exactly. And that takes time and effort.
Right.
But the rewards can be pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially if you build up a loyal following.
Okay, so we've covered creative pursuits, skills-based services, and e-commerce and sales. Is there anything else, or have we exhausted all the ways to make money online?
Oh, we've barely scratched the surface.
Oh, really?
But don't worry, we'll dive deeper into these categories and explore more specific methods in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay.
We'll also talk about the ever-intriguing world of cryptocurrency.
Ooh.
And some of the other more unconventional methods out there.
Cryptocurrency, yeah, that's a topic I'm both excited and terrified
I understand.
to learn more about.
You know,
It seems like everyone's either making a fortune or losing their shirt in that world.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
But you're right, cryptocurrency trading and investing is a whole different thing. It's very high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
And it definitely requires you understand more than just buying and selling. We'll unpack all that later.
Okay, so for now, I'm going to be daydreaming about crafting empires and affiliate marketing success stories.
Sounds good. Just remember, those success stories are built on hard work and dedication and a willingness to learn and adapt.
Yeah.
There's no magic bullet to making money online.
Okay.
But there are a lot of paths to explore if you're willing to put in the effort.
Well, this has already been incredibly insightful.
Good.
I'm starting to see the online world in a whole new light.
Great.
And definitely feeling inspired to dig deeper into some of these methods.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
We'll pick up where we left off in the next part of our deep dive.
Great.
And who knows, maybe by the end of this episode, you'll have a better idea of which path you want to explore.
Sounds good. All right, so we've laid out the landscape of online money making.
Yeah.
And I feel like already I'm more informed.
Okay, good.
Less like I'm wandering in the dark.
Yeah.
But I'm realizing that each of these categories, like creative pursuits or skills-based services, is still pretty broad.
Right. It's easy to get lost in those general categories.
So how do we
But remember,
narrow down the options even further?
the podcast episode gave us 20 specific tips.
Right.
So let's look at a few examples that really bring these to life and might spark some ideas for you.
Perfect. Yeah. Let's get specific. Where should we start?
Well, within the creative pursuits category,
Okay.
a good example is selling digital products.
Okay.
It's not just about physical crafts anymore.
Okay.
People are creating online courses, ebooks, design templates, even things like stock music and sound effects,
Wow.
and selling them directly
Okay.
through platforms like Gumroad or Teachable.
So you're basically packaging your knowledge or your skills into a digital product that can be sold over and over again.
Right.
Isn't that like the dream of passive income?
It is.
Yeah.
It's worth noting, though, that building an audience for your courses or ebooks,
Yeah.
it takes work.
Right.
You have to kind of establish yourself as an expert,
Okay.
create valuable content, and then market it effectively.
Yeah.
It's not quite as simple as uploading a file and watching the money roll in.
Right.
That'd be nice, though, wouldn't it?
It would be. So it's passive income after a lot of active effort up front.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that upfront effort,
Yeah.
it can be pretty demanding.
Right.
But the rewards can be there.
Yeah.
Especially if you create something
Okay.
that is truly valuable,
Yeah.
solves a problem,
Right.
fills a need for your target audience.
Okay, that makes sense. What about skills-based services?
Okay.
Any standout examples there?
Well, the podcast episode highlighted platforms like Fiverr and Upwork.
Oh, yeah.
It specifically mentioned that having a standout profile is so crucial.
Okay.
You have to really showcase your skills, highlight your experience, and build a portfolio to show what you can do.
So it's like
Yeah.
building your own personal brand online.
It is.
You're not just a nameless freelancer.
Right.
You're like this unique individual offering a valuable service.
Precisely. And that goes for whether you're a graphic designer,
Okay.
a writer, a web developer,
Yeah.
a virtual assistant.
Right.
You have to position yourself as a professional
Mm-hmm.
and make it clear why someone should choose you
Right.
over all those other freelancers.
Oh, man, that's a lot of pressure.
It is.
But I guess that's the same as any competitive market.
Yeah. You have to differentiate yourself.
Speaking of competition,
Yeah.
the e-commerce and sales category
Oh, yeah.
can be a real battleground.
That can be.
I mean, that's where all the dropshipping gurus and affiliate marketing ninjas come in.
I know.
But you know, the podcast mentioned Shopify specifically.
Yes.
What's so special about that platform?
Well, Shopify is really popular
Okay.
for setting up drop shipping businesses.
Mhm.
It gives you all the tools you need
Okay.
to build an online store,
Mm-hmm.
manage inventory, process payments,
Yeah.
even handle shipping.
So it's like an all-in-one solution
It is.
for aspiring e-commerce entrepreneurs.
You could say that.
Yeah.
But even with a platform like Shopify,
Okay.
drop shipping success
Yeah.
really comes down to choosing the right products,
Okay.
finding reliable suppliers,
Right.
marketing your store effectively.
Right. No shortcuts to success.
Right.
Just smarter tools.
Exactly.
What about those of us who aren't looking to build an empire,
Okay.
but just want to make a little extra cash online?
Sure.
Any options for us?
Well, the podcast episode had a few ideas for that.
Okay.
Remember the miscellaneous methods?
Yeah.
It mentioned things like
Yes.
online surveys and website testing.
Okay.
There are platforms like user testing and TryMay
Oh, yeah. I've heard of those.
that actually pay you to give feedback.
Wait, seriously? I can get paid to browse the web.
I know it sounds crazy,
I
right?
tell people what I think. Sign me up.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not going to be a huge income stream,
Okay.
but it is a way to earn a little something in your free time.
Oh.
And it can actually be kind of fun.
Yeah.
You're getting paid to share your opinions.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
So there really are options for people at all levels.
There are.
From those looking to build full-time businesses to
Mhm.
those just wanting a little extra cash.
Right.
But I'm noticing a pattern here.
Oh, what's that?
It seems like no matter what method you choose,
Good.
success comes down to a few key things.
Right.
Finding the right niche,
Mhm.
building a strong online presence,
Yeah.
and knowing how to market yourself.
You are absolutely right.
Okay.
And that's a crucial takeaway.
Okay.
It's not just about learning the specific method.
Right.
It's about developing
Yeah.
the underlying skills and the mindset
Yeah.
that will help you succeed
Right.
in the online world.
Yeah. It's about becoming
It is.
an online entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
not just a task doer.
Exactly.
Okay. So we've explored some specific examples,
Yeah.
and we're starting to see that bigger picture.
Yeah.
But what about those like more unconventional methods you mentioned earlier?
Oh, yeah.
The cryptocurrency beast, as I like to call it.
I like that.
And anything else
I-
that might surprise our listeners.
All right, let's talk about cryptocurrency.
Okay, I have to admit, I'm a bit intimidated by this one.
I get it.
It seems so complex and risky.
It can be.
What do I need to know
Yeah.
to even like dip my toes into that world?
Well, it can be complex,
Okay.
but it's not as mysterious as it seems.
Yeah.
Once you understand the basics,
Okay.
the podcast episode you shared
Mm-hmm.
actually encourages people to think of cryptocurrency as a long-term investment,
Right.
not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Okay.
And it emphasizes the importance of research
Okay.
and really understanding
Yeah.
the technology
Right.
behind it all.
Okay. So it's not just about buying Bitcoin and hoping it goes up in value.
Right.
There's actual like research and analysis involved.
Yes, and it's not just Bitcoin anymore. There's a whole ecosystem
Right.
of cryptocurrencies out there.
Yeah.
The podcast episode mentions that it's really important
Yeah.
to diversify your portfolio,
Mm-hmm.
not put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak.
Right. That's good advice for any investment, really.
It is.
But you're right. I tend to think of cryptocurrency as this one thing.
Mm-hmm. When in reality, it's this whole universe
Yeah.
of different projects and technologies.
Okay.
And it's constantly evolving.
Right.
What's hot today
Yeah.
might be gone tomorrow.
Right.
So if you're going to go into that world,
Okay.
just be prepared to do your homework and stay informed.
Duly noted. Okay, so we've tackled cryptocurrency.
We have.
Any other like surprises up your sleeve?
Remember when we talked about digital real estate earlier? It's kind of a niche method,
Yeah.
but it can be pretty lucrative
Okay.
if you know what you're doing.
I remember you mentioning it, but we didn't really dive into it.
Right.
What is digital real estate? It sounds futuristic.
It's not about buying virtual land in the metaverse.
Okay.
Although that's another topic.
Right.
Digital real estate is about owning
Okay.
and managing online assets like websites or domain names
Okay.
that can generate income.
So it's kind of like being a landlord
Exactly.
in the digital world.
You buy a piece of digital property,
Okay.
like a website or a domain name,
Yeah.
and then you make money from it
Okay.
through advertising, affiliate marketing,
Right.
or even selling it later for a profit.
That's pretty clever, but it sounds like it requires
It does.
some technical know-how. Like you'd have to know how to build websites, right?
It definitely helps, but there are also platforms and tools
Okay.
that can make it easier to get started.
Right.
The podcast episode emphasizes that it's a long-term game.
Okay.
It's about building up those assets
Yeah.
that can generate that passive income for years to come.
So patience and a bit of technical skill are key here.
They are.
I'm starting to realize that there are so many different ways to approach online money making.
It's not about finding the one method.
Right. It's about finding the right combination of methods that fit your skills and interests and goals.
You got it.
Okay.
And that's what we'll focus on in the last part of our deep dive.
Okay.
Helping you to really narrow down the options,
Okay.
figure out which paths are worth exploring further.
Great. I'm excited to put all this knowledge into action.
Good.
But before we move on, I have to ask,
Okay.
have you ever tried any of these methods yourself?
Well, I've dabbled in a few.
Okay.
I wouldn't call myself an expert
Right.
in any particular method.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy
Yeah.
learning about the different possibilities
Mm-hmm.
and experimenting.
Yeah.
I mean, even the research
Yeah.
for these deep dives is a great way to stay informed
Right.
about the online world.
That's a great point. Learning is a form of earning in itself.
It is.
All right, so let's move on to the final part of our deep dive
Sounds good.
and figure out how to turn all this information
Okay.
into some actionable steps. All right, so we've explored,
Right.
a ton of different ways to make money online.
Yeah, we have.
From creative pursuits to tech-focused options.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like there's no shortage of possibilities.
It does.
But now comes the hard part,
I know.
figuring out what to actually do with all this information.
That's where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah, so how do we go from information overload
Yep.
to a clear plan of action?
Mm-hmm.
Any advice for our listeners who
Okay.
might be feeling a little overwhelmed right now?
The first step is to just take a deep breath.
Oh,
And remember, you don't have to do everything at once.
right.
In fact, trying to tackle too many things at once is a recipe for burnout.
Yeah, that's true.
So instead, focus on identifying one or two methods
Okay.
that really resonate with you.
So don't try to be a jack of all trades online.
Right.
Find your niche.
Think about your skills,
Mm,
your interests, and your goals.
right.
What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing?
Yeah.
And what kind of income are you hoping to make?
The podcast episode we started with
Yeah.
actually emphasized that a lot.
It did.
The importance of aligning your online endeavors with your passions.
Yeah.
It said something like,
Mm-hmm.
if you're not excited about what you're doing, it's going to be really hard to sustain the effort required to succeed.
So true.
Yeah,
Passion is fuel.
it is.
It's what keeps you going when things get tough.
Right.
And there will be tough times.
Yeah.
Building a sustainable online income stream takes work, dedication,
Okay.
a willingness to learn and adapt.
Okay. So we've narrowed down our focus to one or two methods.
Right.
What's next?
The next step is to do your research.
Oh, okay.
Don't just jump into something blindly.
Right.
Take some time to learn as much as you can
Okay.
about the method you've chosen.
So if I'm interested in dropshipping, for example.
Yeah.
I should be researching different platforms, suppliers, marketing strategies. Exactly. Read articles, watch videos, listen to podcasts.
Okay.
Immerse yourself in the world of dropshipping.
Yeah?
And don't be afraid to reach out to people
Oh, yeah.
who are already doing it successfully.
Yeah.
Most people are happy to share their knowledge
Right.
and their insights.
It's like finding a mentor in the digital world,
Mhm.
someone who can guide you and answer your questions.
Exactly.
That's a great tip.
And once you've done your research, it's time to create a plan.
Okay.
Break down your chosen method
Yeah.
into smaller, actionable steps.
Right.
What do you need to do first?
Okay.
What resources do you need?
Mhm.
And what are your goals?
So instead of feeling overwhelmed by the big picture,
Right.
I should focus on just those first few steps.
Yeah.
Kind of like building a staircase one step at a time.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And remember, it's okay to adjust your plan as you go.
Right.
Things change online all the time.
Right.
So be flexible and adaptable. That was something that stood out to me from the podcast episode as well.
Oh, yeah.
It emphasized embracing the test and learn approach.
Yes.
Try something, see what works. Adjust, repeat.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to experiment.
Okay.
And iterate. The most successful online entrepreneurs are those who are constantly learning, adapting, and evolving.
Okay, so we've gone from information overload to a clear plan of action.
Right.
We've done our research.
Yes.
Broken down our goals into smaller steps. And we're ready to embrace the test and learn mindset.
Okay.
What's the final piece of advice you'd give to our listeners who are embarking on this journey to make money online?
Be patient and be persistent.
Okay.
Building a sustainable online income takes time and effort.
Yeah.
There will be challenges, setbacks, moments of doubt.
Right.
But if you're passionate about what you're doing
Yeah.
and you're willing to put in the work,
Right.
the rewards can be really fulfilling.
That's a great note to end on.
Thanks.
Remember, it's not about getting rich quick. It's about creating something meaningful and sustainable
Yes.
that allows you to live life on your own terms.
Exactly.
And who knows, maybe this deep dive has sparked a passion
Right.
you never knew you had.
It could happen.
You'll discover some hidden talent for creating content, building websites, connecting with customers online.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless.
That's the beauty of the online world.
It is.
It's this vast and ever-evolving landscape
Right.
filled with opportunities for those who are willing to explore and
Yep.
experiment.
I agree.
So go out there,
Do it.
do your research, take action, and see where this journey takes you.
I love it.
We're excited to see what you create.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of online money making.
Good to be here.
We hope you found it insightful and inspiring.
Yes.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.